And welcome once again to another episode of S2E25 Productions Presents
J&M, Solve the World. I am James.
And I am Matt. And with us in studio,
That was not on.
we have our drug factologist, Vez.
Medicine Man.
And James, if you would introduce.
Once again, Mr. Bart Eichert. Mr. Dario Segui.
Oh, yeah.
And returning for the third time, Mr. Jack Yates.
Third time.
Three of my best friends. No, for life, guys.
Absolutely.
Right on, brother.
So,
We've
Can I have one of those?
done some shit.
Absolutely.
85.
son of a bitch.
85.
85 and still alive.
I'm getting to it.
You don't look a day over 55.
That's right.
Can you lighter?
Oh, shit. Yeah, my bad.
I'll take that. I'm 56.
Same here.
Nice.
It's November, right?
I just turned 50.
October.
October. You're one of the oldest in our class.
Yeah.
Damn, you got old balls.
I got old balls.
He does.
No. I use Manscaped, the ball toner and shit. So they're looking like they're
Drink it.
55 now.
Oh, no. Look. Come on.
Oh, my God.
All the way.
There you go.
Wow.
Jack acts like he's gonna drive back home or some shit.
I mean,
He's not physically.
I'm not driving anywhere.
Well, there you go.
I know.
His wife I'm eating that breakfast
later.
tomorrow, man.
I think he said he wants another shot.
Yeah, I
Bullshit.
think that's gonna happen. Jack may get home and have the night of his life.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Won't
Bow
remember
chicka.
it, but
Brown
or
cow.
it could be,
I'm gonna help you out right now.
how's that?
Speaking of the nights of your life, what's going on about the longest night of your life?
The longest night?
Yeah.
It's got to be involving you. Fuck me.
Get the
I
microphone up
heard
here.
something about that.
you need to talk to the orange dick there.
The orange dick.
Yeah,
I'm not gay.
My mouth can't open that wide.
There was a time
that's not what I heard.
when Dario caused the longest night of our life.
Do tell.
Okay, here we go. We're having a party down at Fransky Bridge. Everybody familiar?
Oh yeah.
I've heard of it.
The Buffalo guys
I
might
bet
not
you
be.
have. And so Dario, I believe it was his first intoxication.
It really was.
Yeah.
I didn't drink.
He started off the night swinging off the bridge like this. And I'm like, Dario, come down because the water was about this deep. I thought, if he falls,
It's
we
like a
got a
metal
problem.
Tarzan bridge, and they had the
It was like the old steel bridge down here we took our pictures
Oh,
off
yeah.
of.
Okay.
Same thing,
And
but
underneath,
over on Pomme de Terre. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, Dario, you got to get down, brother. So finally we get him down. No problem. Now, if you remember, we had Fats watching you. Remember Fats? Tim?
Tim Ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
name.
Okay.
So
Was he fat or was he skinny?
he wasn't fat.
No,
we
he-
called him Fats.
We call them fats. I forget.
It's a
about that.
nickname.
Okay.
So I'm like, Fats, keep an eye on Dario. If you see a problem, let me know.
And he was about 6 years younger than us.
Yeah, I was gonna say
yeah.
Tim was a pup back
So
then.
we,
Yeah.
we were seniors, so he was probably in the 5th grade, 6th
Probably. He's young.
Oh shit.
grade. Yeah.
So
Whose brother was he?
Well, there was a
David Rash.
David Rash, and he was a year younger than
A year
us.
younger than us, but yeah, he
So
probably was
anyway,
a lot.
Tim lets me know at some point, hey, Dario's over in the bushes and he won't come out. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like, okay, fine. So
I don't remember.
I follow David or follow Fats. We get over there, and Dario is in this big. It's like a big pile of bushes.
There
I'm
was
like-
I was fishing.
I'm like, Dario, come out. He goes, no. I'm like, come on, Dario, get out. He's like, no. I'm like, what's the problem, Dario? He says, I shit my pants. I'm like, Dario, you gotta get out. He's like, no. Well, at this
I don't remember this. So
oh, I remember.
I was swinging and shit.
So we can't get him out of the bushes, but he shit his pants.
I was hold on. I was right in the middle of the bushes.
You were. You were right in the middle of it. Couldn't see
So
you.
I mean,
But I can hear you.
Was I grunting? Did I think it was a toilet? What happened?
I don't know. I don't think you ever got your pants down. So anyway,
Fucking hard.
wait.
I remember this.
At any point, David, Fast's brother,
One night.
and I,
One
we
nut.
end up heading back to his
Whoa,
house.
whoa. One nut.
Yeah, we only one night.
That's a different story.
Yeah, that's a whole other story.
And that involves Sean Nash.
No, Nash wasn't there.
No. Sean Nash. I grew up with Sean Nash.
Oh,
David
one
Rash,
nut.
Tim Rash, Daniel Rash.
Yeah.
And he either kicked him in the nuts.
Oh, shit.
He had a hernia or something,
He lost a nut.
and they fixed the hernia, but they took a nut.
His nut was removed because of
It
Sean
was.
Nash.
So he had one night.
So we
But
didn't
anyway.
end him one nut. Sorry,
At
Dave.
any rate, we ended up back at
Look
his
at
house.
Dario trying to deframe the conversation away from him shitting his pants.
Oh, no. This guy, One Nut, who actually had one
We
to
ended
stop.
up back at One Nut's house.
Real quick, back to one nut. That did not detain him from having children.
No, it didn't.
no.
He's got
Really
kids.
good.
He's got like 6 or 7 or something. like that.
Six or
really
seven
good.
different wives.
They
Yeah.
took
So
the
anyway,
Yeah.
we're back at One Nut's house. And we're deciding we're going to take patrols to find Dario. Because Dario's fucking gone.
Hey, remember, this was my first alcohol
It was.
experience.
So David and I take turns patrolling for Dario. And it's about
This would do you well for future law enforcement deals,
I helped-
marching through the woods looking for people.
I helped you in
It
your
would.
career.
Yeah.
a little
I
experience.
helped you with your career.
You did.
Hey,
And
be a
every
fun
time
job.
we'd go down the road, Dario was couldn't find him. No problem.
I was a vigilante.
He was. So at one point, we're getting up to about 4 o'clock in the morning.
At 18.
I'm taking my last patrol.
4 o'clock in the morning?
Thereabout.
I can't remember.
He's saying, fuck you.
So I'm looking for can't find him. So I get back to the house, which we called
It's like, fuck the coyotes will eat him, fuck him.
we considered the house, sort of
The
home base.
Real quick, the home base, the parents were on vacation or somewhere.
They were gone.
Yeah, we
So
had
I
home
get
to
back,
ourselves.
and Fats comes out and tells me, "Hey Jack, Dario's back." I'm like, "Cool." So I get in there, and
Brown.
I found out that Dario had landed in the front porch of a neighbor and had, of course, he had shit his pants. They decided that they need to get him back to where he belonged, which was David's house.
Uh-oh.
Oh, alcohol abuse.
Hey, what
Suck it
happened?
up.
What happened?
Get your mouth on that motherfucker. Start drinking it. What the fuck?
I got my headphones off too.
So anyway,
Major malfunction.
I
we get
personally,
to David's house.
I think I was knee deep in a mud puddle.
You were.
Oh, hey, I got a towel in my hand.
And Fats tells me, hey, the neighbors brought Dario home. He had passed out on their front porch,
Sue and Kenny Minks.
right?
I
And they
remember
put him in his.
Oh, we're bringing
they
up
put
names.
him in their car, and he puked in there.
Oh my god.
Of course.
I do
And
remember
they're
that.
like, oh, we got to tell David's parents about this.
No, you don't.
Shitty ass
So they
and he
got him
puked.
home. He's not only shitty, he's pukey. We get him into a bathtub. It looked like fucking minestrone soup in there. It was ridiculous.
I like Italian.
So I volunteered to help Dario. I'm trying to help bathe him because the fucker is covered in shit and puke.
did I get an
Did you
erection?
wash under his balls?
No, I didn't
I was
touch his
saying,
balls.
Did I get an erection?
But he started singing the. Do you remember the song at the time?
Funny thing, you said, did I say one finger? I meant two.
And he starts singing, "Beach nut leans to the right side," and "Red man leans to the right." Do you remember that?
How long?
Oh yeah, singing tobacco song.
A tobacco song?
A tobacco song. So we finally get you washed up, and we find out that
Beach
you had
nut
puked
leans
on
to
a
the
neighbor's
right.
yard, puked in their car.
You got
They
washed
brought
by
you
another
home,
man.
and they told David, "We're going to talk to the parents when they get home."
I
Rio,
apologize.
you screwed up the whole weekend.
You told me this was the worst night of your life.
It really was at that time.
Said the best pussy ever, except for the shit.
It was horrible.
All I know was all I remember is we were with some Buffalo women from high
Yeah,
school.
And they were big, weren't they?
And I was.
They were beans.
I think I had an erection from that night.
After that, you pretty much were out of it.
Well, if
You're swinging off the
Those
bridge.
Buffalo women were slugging back then.
Hey, I was
if
like,
I shit my
Even
pants,
back in our day.
the legend is
No,
what I would
this is
call
back in our
myself.
day.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
They still were in your day.
How many?
Yeah.
I mean, what I remember was it Brenda Randall,
I don't
I
remember
fucked
her
her.
name.
Lisa Beale,
Yeah.
I fucked her.
and Lisa King.
He fucked her.
Those were the three.
I'm completely kidding.
Those were the
I'm
three
completely.
girls
I don't
in
know.
Votech that
I don't
we
know
were
any of these
involved
names.
with.
Votech was fun.
And we loved them all, and they were all beautiful women. And if they're
I'm gonna say right now, if they had a pussy and a heartbeat,
I fucked it.
they fucked them.
Well, like I said on a previous podcast,
And we're willing.
Heartbeats need love too, man.
like I've said on a previous
Oh my God.
podcast, the
I
fact
mean,
that
when
there's
Venice
not
shows up at the house, the goldfish stop swimming.
Dog's pregnant.
there's not more kids
Hey,
in
man.
Buffalo
I
that
got
look like
you.
him and I than I mean it's kind of crazy.
I don't know if I got a few, but I don't. Like, I even meet me.
You remember half of it, do you, best?
Man,
Well,
I will, yeah.
I mean there
I
was
get around, yo.
there may have been a chick or two he fucked in my coffin bed.
Hey, man, what about when we
Coffin
switched the
bed.
girls that one night? Remember?
That sounds a little
Hey,
weird.
we
Oh,
went on a
there was-
total fucking date, and I was like, "Hey, you want to trade?" And it was like, "Yep."
There was three of us. It was Vez, Chris, and myself,
Hey, we fucking got down. boy.
and two women in my room in my apartment
That
with my
was
mom,
that was the.
and we were playing Truth or Dare,
Oh boy.
and
I got a lot of pussy that game.
our dick. I mean, we were Eskimo brothers
A lot of pussy that game.
several times over
Oh boy.
because I mean, Truth went out the window and it was all about
What
Dare.
kind of gay shit you saying? Now, whoa. Eskimo brothers, hold on. I'm maybe like Eskimo. But
No,
not
no.
like some kind of gay thing, though. We never
No.
was gay. Alright.
Eskimo brothers means my dick was in there, and then your dick was in there,
Oh
and then Chris's dick was in there.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, that's what Eskimo Brothers is.
yeah, that's what it
Yeah,
means.
yeah.
I was drunk that night. Like,
I mean, when weren't we drunk?
See, that's like I was talking earlier. We're about a half generation ahead of these guys.
We are. Yeah.
I fucked my boss
We
next
you
door.
know, my brother's generation, all the generations before us started it, we took it a little bit further. These guys took it way fucked up.
Hey, all I know is this.
I don't think we've ever been Eskimo brothers.
I got pussy, and it was just like, I want more of this. Like, I mean, it was just like, the
I don't
first
even
time I got
remember
pussy, I
fucking in
was
the
just like,
same room.
This is the best thing I've ever
Same
experienced.
gravel
and I want
road.
to do it all day, every day.
Okay,
It was good.
I'm going to put this out there.
We were
My
never
younger
gay.
brother and I have had sex with the same chick.
At the same time?
No.
Well, then
Same,
that's not that
same
big a
day,
deal.
same night.
Oh well, fuck if you can't do the fucking London
Hey,
Bridge.
Man, at one, I mean, I guess that's just normal, man. Like,
One in the
I
ass,
cannot
one in the
confirm
mouth,
nor
give you a
deny
high
whether
five.
we've
That's a London
had it
Bridge.
at the same day. But now, when I lived in Kansas City my sophomore year, my best friend Travis and I, we were dating these two different chicks, and we were in this one chick's basement, and we were sitting there going at it with our respective girlfriends, and we were so close that we were able to high five.
Right on.
have you ever been doing it in the music? You get the beat going, like, you know that fucking nice song where it's like, but you get your hips going to the same beat? It fucking runs it bad,
We
dude.
got the beat.
Hey, I'm just
So
like, what
we
the fuck?
got the beat.
Yeah,
We got the
beat.
I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah!
Change the song.
All right.
So-
5 to the
Okay, so you guys were
Good job, Bill.
that close to okay. So if you were ever going to DP somebody,
I would go big.
who would have been your partner? Would have been Vez or Spoo?
Well, real quick, just for our listeners,
Well,
that would be double penetration.
Well, okay.
One in the
So-
pooper, one in the poontani,
hey, I got out the Marines and I was in the bathroom.
and who would have been on top?
I was brushing my teeth at Spoo's house.
Oh boy! Oh, you were fucking.
No. And he said, dude, Leanne's anal beads is on my fucking toothbrush, man. And he said,
Oh.
he said, those aren't Leanne's. And I was just like, oh, fuck.
Oh, Chris is never going to be on a podcast now.
Hey, that's true
Well,
story,
okay,
man.
he said they weren't Leanne's.
They were his.
No.
Well,
There was somebody else that lived there.
That's even worse, man.
He who shall not be named.
How you gonna just throw your anal beads in the toothbrush drawer?
I'll play your
Yeah, I mean,
silly
like,
game.
what the fuck?
How are you going to just throw your anal beads in the
Man, I don't
toothbrush
know.
drawer?
Okay, so now you're trying to avoid my question. So, Matt, y'all were fucking that close to each other. Who would you just share 2 holes with?
That's a tough question.
Vez or Spook?
Wait, whoa. You
Wait.
talking like
Pussy and ass.
pussy and ass.
Who's
Double
gonna let me
penetration.
join in? That's who I'm going with.
Fuck.
Let a guy like me join you? What the fuck?
Whose balls would you want to be slapping with?
That's gross. Hey, how about
Yeah,
kissing
right.
a bearded face?
Well, speaking of gross,
Yeah.
have you all
Hey.
ever fucked somebody with another partner? Y'all ever been to
Oh yeah, bunches
Yeah.
of times, bunches of times. Hey man, I did it retarded like.
girls or guys or
Dudes,
both?
man, man, I have tried and tried to fuck 2 chicks at once, and it's not been fucking going well.
So it's better with 2 guys than a
yeah,
girl?
but yeah, man, and hey, it is fucked up when fucking dudes will be like, "Hey, man, you sure looking good." I'm like, "Hey, bro, I thought we was friends. You do your end, and I'll do my
So,
end."
so,
Like,
so did you cross swords?
dude, hey, man, I did a lot of fucking retarded shit. Like, I was like, "That's
Both your dicks in her mouth at the same time?
oh man, way more than that. Like, both of us there pussy at the same time. You know what I mean? And I nutted. You know what I mean? Like, hey.
Damn.
It was a good time too, man. Like I ain't even lying. Hey, man, I did retarded things.
So when I was in the
Very
Marine
retarded
Corps,
things.
I had a guy in my platoon who was on restriction.
What's his name? Chavez.
No. No, Vez was on the East Coast his whole time. I was on the West Coast.
Okay.
I got out of the Marine Corps at E4, and you know how the fuck I did it? I got a DUI, right? And I was just like, oh fuck, man. I cannot, because if you get a DUI in the Marine Corps, you're unpromotable for a year, right? And so I was like, I'm not fucking, because if you get out of the Marines, like my dad was in the Marines, my uncles were in the Marines, and like it's like a, you kind of, if you just do normal, you get corporal before you get out, right? And so I'm like, I'm fucking not getting out like this, right? So I hired Mark Chestnut, man. That was my lawyer, right? And he,
Mark Chestnut, the country singer?
no, it was, but he had the same name. But I was like, I'm going with it, right? It was $15,000, right? And he got it reduced to a careless and reckless driving, man. But I was like, fucking hey, dude. I mean, but hey, I got promoted. You know what I mean? But my fucking CO was so fucking mad because I was getting a divorce, okay? And this motherfucker, we had no kids at all, right? And they wanted me to give her, because in the Marines, when you get married, like you when I was in, like your paycheck would be like $500 on the first and like $500 on the 15th. But if you got married, it was like $1,800. And I wanted to buy a house. So I was like, fuck, I'm gonna marry this bitch and get more money than buy the house and fuck her, right? Well, it didn't go that way. What happened was, she fucking called my CO while I was on duty, and I never went home again, right? Because she said, she asked me one time, she said, if you walked into our house and caught me fucking another dude in your bed, what would you do? And I said, well, I'd probably cut your throat. And she went and told my CO that like a month later. It wasn't an argument, it was just a conversation. But that was 11 weeks of anger management for dude saying it. And then I was confined to the barracks, right? And so,
You know, if you'd have been in Texas, they'd have been like, good answer.
hey, I love that. It said that joke was we like our violence like we like our beer, domestic.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about now, but there used to be a law in the state of Texas. If you came home and caught your old lady fucking somebody, you could shoot them both in the head, and
I
you're
didn't even
okay.
really mean that. I was just saying, well, if we were talking about fucking hypothetical situations, you know what I mean? I wasn't mad or nothing, right? Well, so I got called into my CO's office, and he was like, "You threatened to cut your wife's throat?" And I was like, "Not really." I said, "But I did answer the question like that." And he was like, 11 weeks of anger management, and now you're confined to the barracks, right?
Well, I'm just
So-
saying, if I caught her fucking somebody, I would cut her
These
throat.
motherfuckers. Okay, so he said also that I had to give her the extra money I made for my spousal support with no kids, right? So I was going to go back to 500 and give this bitch 5 or 1,000 to go fuck other people. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. So I didn't do it, and he put me up for office hours, right? And I'm like, fuck you, man. I'm not putting up that, right? And he was, in my MOS, you have to be prior enlisted, all right? And then you used to go to one officer school, and then you go to like, and you become a captain, and then maybe a major before you get out. But he was a captain, okay? So he had where he could put me on officer hours, he's gonna try to take a strike. And I remember my dad and them all saying, if you write your fucking congressman, shit gets done, right? So I call my mom and I tell her, I say, hey man, I'm getting put on this office hours. write this word for fucking word what I say, and I fucking launched into a speech, man, about how my grandpa was in the Marines, my dad was in the Marines, and the fact that you would fucking drag me up in office hours to fucking give this bitch some money as a whore, right? And I sent it to my battalion commander, right? All right, so fucking, like a month later, I get called into my CO's office, and he says, hey, read this letter. So I read my mom's letter to him, and he tells me that my office hours are unjust, and that put in my fucking, like, hey, you get out of the Marines early if you got leave built up, so I had 45 days, so I got out early. But I was like, hey, fuck you, man. I was like, I'm not paying this bitch a goddamn dime. Hey, and then they put me on this thing called duty tape, right? And it's where you're supposed to be 24 hours on, 24 hours off, right? Well, I got talking to the other guy, and I was like, dude, I'll work a week straight, and you work a week straight, and we get a fucking week off, right? He was from Philly. I was like, you can go home. I'll do whatever. And it was great, man. It was great because we were like overnight runs until that bitch started calling around. They were looking for me, and we both got fucking fucked, right? Because you have to be by a certain rank to authorize like a fucking 78-hour pass. You know, and I fucking was like, well, we authorized it ourselves. You know what I mean? Like fucking, it went really bad for me. Like really fucking bad for me, man. Like, his name was Captain Brown. He fucking hated me. He was a little bitty motherfucker, man. He said he was moving to Missouri, and I was like, I hope.
All this started with your story.
Yeah.
Right.
So I had this dude. He was on.
He's never answered my
restriction.
question.
Okay.
I'm avoiding that question because
He likes penis.
You don't want to slap nuts with Chris or Viz?
no,
Hey.
no, I do not.
We did some fun shit.
So
You know the bad thing about pussy? It shares a wall with an asshole.
It has all the brains, half the brains, and all the pussy.
So he's like, bro, you take me to the house, you know, we'll hang out, we'll drink some. And I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. Get to his place, and he's sitting there hanging out with his wife, and they keep going back and forth to the bathroom. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I go in, take a piss, and I see these notes that they've been passing to each other. And they're setting it up to where him and I are going to double team his wife. And I'm like,
Where he's like,
I was like 19 years old, and I'm like, okay, whatever. So,
fun, right?
you know, we're Eiffel Tower and her, and then we switch positions, and then he fucking taps out, goes to bed. I'm still going, and I'm 19, and everything is good, and then I meet the neighbor, and
You fucked him too.
her.
Oh.
Her.
No, it was a him, man. Come
Dude.
on, dude. Hey, man. You
Hey.
ain't got to hide that shit.
Look, here's the deal.
Him.
You've been going on and on about, oh, he's gay. He's gay.
Well, I'm just saying.
Here's what I'm wondering.
They've all seen the shower curtain.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's gay, right? It's
Wait,
not gay.
hold up. Where was the shot glass, James?
Huh?
Where was the shot glass?
On my
Between
dick.
my legs.
Oh.
Where? By your kneecaps?
Hey. It's
Where
still.
thighs? I don't remember.
Hey, man.
That's been 2,500 years ago.
Whoa. You act like it's just like an alien thing that I thought that. You know what I mean? Like, you gave no explanation. You were like, hey, if that's not funny, look at me sucking James' dick. I was just like, that's gay. I mean, and then no words otherwise. So I was like, I went to my dad and said, hey, man, for real, you have to accept it. That's gay, man. I was just like,
It was
some guys
Halloween.
love the cock. Hey, you gave no more. I'm not outlandish in thinking
Right
this.
there
man.
on the calendar.
I'm saying you love penis. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying, man. Like, obviously. You gave me a shirt. Where's my shirt, man? I was like, Dad,
Right.
he gave me this shirt.
My penis was not out.
What? His shirt says, I like to fuck butts. I was just like, what?
It was a blowjob shot between my thighs.
Hey, but
On a Halloween night,
he's gay. Hey, man. It's
I
cool.
think what
cool.
Vez is really trying to say
We're gay.
is
I don't know what
he's
happened.
gay.
We're gay.
So, we'll see what happened was this one time in Vietnam.
I'm sure. I'm sure Viz has probably sucked a dick for heroin.
Hey, man, I have not sucked a dick for heroin, and I'm not homosexual, right? And there's nothing wrong with it.
Ooh.
Hey, I fucked a tranny once, man, and I mean straight up. Hey, and it's like 6 months ago.
Post-op.
It
Post-op.
wasn't that long ago. Hey, and I mean, I fucking made her realize she's a woman, dude. Like, I mean, And I'm talking like dick turned inside out, tranny.
So-
and I mean, I destroyed that motherfucker. Like, and I was just like,
So was it a man who transitioned to a
About the
woman?
third nut, I was like, I think this might have been a tranny.
So-
I was like, I'm gonna get one more. Hey, I got one more, and then I was like, I'm pretty sure it is. And then I was like, well, this part, so I got one more. Hey, but definitely was a tranny, man. Like, okay.
It's like I thought that clit looked familiar. It looked
The
like the
ride
head of a
home
dick.
was so fucking hard, dude. I was just like, am I fucking gay? I was like, I know that was. I was like, but it was a fuck. I mean, like, ate the pussy and everything. I was like, tranny, post-op tranny, but tranny because
He just thought it was a woman on steroids that had a clit as big as my thumb.
They don't like that, man. Hey, because I was like, what's up with these goddamn trannies? And she's like, what? And I said, having kids cut their dicks off. What the fuck? That's crazy, right? And she was like, oh. I was like, all I'm saying is, if you're 15. You don't know if you want a dick or not, right? She got butt hurt, but I didn't think nothing about that. I was like, come on, girl, we gonna fuck. And I was even like,
Come on, bro.
No,
Come
I said
on, bro.
girl. I
Come
said
on,
girl.
bro.
And I was like, girl. And I mean, she even told me, like, that's enough. Like, I had been pouring on too much thinking she was a real woman. But at this time, I really believed it was still a woman, right?
What country were you in?
Hey, this was in Tulsa. Like 3 months ago.
Oklahoma.
Like 3 months ago. Hey,
Like, I gotta say something,
It
Vess.
gets
I
way worse.
I gotta say something. That's gay.
hey, it gets way gayer, right? So,
It gets way gay.
hey, so we're kind of laying there between. She was like,
Gare gonna get.
hey, she was like, I
If
really.
she was born with testicles and you fucked her,
She
that's gay.
said, I really love the fact you don't choke me. And so I thought she said, choke me. So I went to choke her, and this bitch come up like a fucking linebacker. I was like, wow. And that's when I was like, what the fuck? I was like, give some broad motherfucking shoulders. I was like, oh my God. I'm serious. I was just like, what the fuck have I done? And I put it on video, man. 'Cause she's like, I was like, fucking A video from four angles. I was like, I got a good. I mean, I
got
fucked
a
the
video?
shit out of her, man. Like him, her, whatever the fuck, right? Hey,
Did you have fun?
I had a blast, man. Hey, I'm not lying. Like, I've been trying to find her number again. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not lying. Like, hey, I am not joking, man. Right is right and wrong is wrong. That was some good made up pussy, man. I'm not fucking joking. Hey, it was fucking good, man. I mean, if she thought she was a woman, she knew by the morning.
He liked the clit dick.
Hey, it was so fucking weird. I mean, I was eating that pussy, right? And I was like, what the fuck? This is weird. Yeah, it was bad, man. I know it was a tranny. I know. I'm just like, ah.
But you kept
More than a
Hey, What are you gonna
woman.
do? I'm that far in. You know what I mean?
More
Like, for
than
real.
a woman to me.
He's like, Lola.
Between her legs, she had a penis. Lord,
Well,
imagine my
Like a
surprise.
man. That was her, man. Hey, and she was like a country dude. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, it was like my own Brokeback Mountain. You know what I mean? Like, it was fucking fucked up. Hey,
Brokeback Vez.
you know what I mean? It was fucking.
Brokeback
I get it,
Mountain.
man. I mean, like, I can't deny it. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I think, I was like, when I run for president, that video footage is going to come out. So I better get behind it early.
Make your $1 million doing that.
Hey, I really was like, I got to get behind this early. You know what I mean? So I was like, I better just come clean with what I did.
You know what? With the way things are going, I can see him winning being president.
Why
Hey,
not?
I would vote for him. Like, I promise you, it will be worse.
It's like, I was going to tell you all this shit's going to be better. Fuck no. This is going south, and this is going
Like, it's
that.
about to be
And
unreachable
he's
anyway.
going to promise all this shit, and they're going to take him back in there and show him the aliens and shit.
gear?
And they go,
What gear?
here's what we're doing. He's like going, oh, fuck. This next piece is like, my fellow Americans,
I did not fuck that man.
Monica Dickwinski.
She looked like a girl.
I did not have sexual relations with that tranny.
Hey, so I think the universe revolves around me, right? So I'm like, it's my fault that all this fucking tranny shit's going on because I fucking slept with one. So now the world's got to know about it too, man.
Well, God damn it. It is your fault.
I
Now we
know,
know
dude.
who to blame.
Hey,
What's
I'm
up?
not lying. Hey, this is when I absolutely knew. I mean, this is no shit, right? This is like fucking bare bones with the truth. Hey,
Mahogany.
she sucked my dick like a dude would suck a dick. You know what I mean? I was like, oh yeah, that's the person that has a dick.
Whoa. Whoa.
Hey, all I'm saying is this.
She sucked my dick
Like a dude
like
would
a
suck a
dude
dick.
sucking dick.
Hey, if you have a dick.
Now, hang on. So that's
Has
telling
he
me.
had a-
Think
Did he
about
have a
it,
dude
I'm
suck
right.
his dick before?
Think about it. Hey, you
That's
have a
what
dick.
I'm
He
hearing.
sucked a dick.
Do you have a dick? Fuck no. Do you have a dick?
Of course I do.
So do you know the way you like it sucked? So if you did suck dicks, you'd be like, oh, I know all the tricks. Do you know what I mean? That's when I was like, it's a dude.
Did you feel whiskers?
No. Hey, man, like me, she had no Adam's apple, no balls, no nothing. It was like a fucking done deal. But hey, I drove home like this. What the fuck is wrong with me? I'm not lying. I'm just like, I am not gay, man. I'm not gay. But that was not right. I'm just like, not right. Hey, I've been wrestling with it
I
ever
need to
since.
stop smoking
I
weed.
have been wrestling with it ever since, man. Hey, I was on.
Maybe at that point you should have
like,
said, I should quit doing mushrooms and smoking
I
weed.
still don't regret it. I'm just like, hey, man, it was a great experience, man. Like, it was cold. It was a long drive. Hey, and then she ain't got a hold of me none. It's like, I got no regrets, man.
So it was a guy because she never called you back.
Well, I pretty much am a one and done kind of thing. Well, like a one adventure kind of type. I like to think of it like, because hey, I promise you, man, there's video footage out this. When I get famous, it'll come out, and I fucking am not ashamed, dude. Hey, I mean, I fucking tore that motherfucker up.
Okay, Dario, do you have any stories on Jack you
Hang
can tell
on.
us since he's told to...
Wait, before we get into this,
Okay.
to our tens of listeners,
It's hot.
I know it's Pride Month, and the views expressed by that fucker is not the same views
He's
expressed
gay,
by
man,
James
gay.
and myself.
Hold
They
on,
have-
hold on,
it's
real
all
quick. You said it's Pride Month. Is that a June thing?
Yeah,
Here's what I know.
We got June Pride.
yeah.
If you think a
And then we
Chinese
got
gonna be mad at me
Juneteenth.
for fucking
Yep.
them,
Right.
you're crazy,
Amen.
brother.
That's all I gotta say.
Man, hang me out the
I
drive,
mean,
will you?
this.
Oh, shit.
Well,
Vance.
when's Martin Luther King Day?
That was
January.
January.
Well, how come they got Juneteenth too?
Juneteenth marks the end, the official end of slavery.
Oh,
Man.
my bad.
It's a bad day when that happened, man. We had to make our own crops.
The
Once again, the express.
The 19th
express my fans are not those
Goddamn,
of
imagine owning a cotton farm. He's like,
The-
fuck me, dude. You're like, fuck.
June 1st, the first day we found out there were people who liked.
If you guys don't think
Boys
Juneteenth
and
is
girls.
bullshit,
I don't
Come
know.
on.
I don't know why June
What-
was
what
chose
was
as
the-
Pride Month.
Hey.
The first vagina penis was found
hey, a
on June
genus
1st.
of the genus.
I mean,
Of the genus.
I just want to
Hey, if you
know
don't think
what is
Juneteenth
Scottish
is some
Heritage Month.
bullshit,
exactly.
Quentin
I don't think
Tarantino,
they have a month.
A what?
I think we do. Scottish Heritage Month. Irish Heritage
they
Month.
throw big ass poles.
German Heritage Month.
That big
Well,
thump,
that's
thump,
October.
thump, thump.
Yeah.
Oktoberfest.
If
Yeah,
you guys are
October.
buying that
You know,
Juneteenth
Irish
shit for
Heritage
real, man,
Month
fuck
is
all that.
There's-
St. Patty's Day.
There is St. Patty's Day, March
Hey, man.
17th.
Yep.
You should have 2 days.
I got a shit ton of black buddies who
Yeah.
think Juneteenth is bullshit, man. What the fuck kind of dumb shit is that, man? I'm not
Okay,
even joking.
so
for real. That's
after-
the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life, man.
After the Emancipation
Juneteenth,
Proclamation was
We're getting
signed,
canceled after this podcast.
Probably because fuck that.
there was a
Juneteenth,
plantation
man, fuck that.
in Louisiana,
Tell us how you really feel.
and
Chad.
they didn't know that it had gotten signed.
You guys
They
have
didn't
seen
realize
Sopranos?
until June 19th that the proclamation was actually signed and that they were free men. That's why June 19th or Juneteenth
Oh,
was actually made
Fuck
into
that.
a holiday.
right.
Now
Had not
here's the thing.
Yes.
It was not made into a holiday when we had a black president.
Right. That's kind of weird, isn't it? It happened last year with Trump.
I know
A
this.
couple years ago, right?
Fuck that shit.
Well, and it was the
Hey,
during
I
the
call
pandemic.
myself the greatest
Right.
looking motherfucker that ever lived. So everybody better use my pronoun.
Which pronoun was that?
The greatest motherfucker that ever lived. That's what I
Okay.
want to be known as. No different than
Is it-
saying,
that
call
pronoun?
me she. You know what I mean?
Isn't
Fuck
that more
Yeah,
like
fuck you.
adjectives?
Hey,
Something like that.
I got my own fucking pronouns. So it's super me.
I don't know. I just.
For reals, man. Hey,
It's
man,
just-
that Juneteenth is a big crock of shit. Are you guys fucking serious, man? Fuck you, fuck that, man. Fuck that. Fuck
now,
that.
Now George Washington has his holiday.
Hey, man, and he owns
Well,
some slaves,
no,
man.
no,
Had
no,
them
no.
out picking weed. You know,
George
like, but
George
fucking-
Washington does not have his own holiday.
I heard-
He shares it with
hey,
Abraham Lincoln.
I heard
Well,
he
It's
had
called
slaves.
President's Day.
Right. You're
I
right.
heard
It,
Lincoln had
it used to
slaves.
be Washington's
yeah, it did.
birthday and Lincoln's birthday, and now
love-
they combined them.
Well,
That's fucked up, right?
Yeah.
that's because there's too many Juneteenth birthdays coming up.
Juneteenth, man. Hey, man, I want my reparations because here's what I know. All right, all the shit y'all be talking about, my poor ass ancestors was right the fuck next door picking cotton too. I guarantee you, they come straight from Ireland, and they was like, we couldn't afford a boat ride, so by God, white man got me picking his cotton. I was right there with them, man. I don't give a fuck, man. Like,
Hell
You know what?
it ain't a racist bone in my body, but Juneteenth can suck my dick.
You know when the Civil War first started.
Hey, you seen that Keenan and Peele where he's just like, let's go to the enactment.
I'm trying to make a statement here. Just calm the fuck down. when the Civil War first started, a lot of Irish joined the South because they were afraid if the blacks got freed, they would lose their jobs because they were like at the bottom of the picking order, and they weren't slaves. So they got paid, but they didn't get paid a fucking lot. But then as the war went along and everything, more Irish joined the North, and at the signing at Appomattox, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lee told Grant, he said, the only reason you won is because you had more Irish on your side. Because they were some fighting motherfuckers.
I'm going to
But
a
the
Black
Irish
Lives-
retreated.
I'm going to a Black
Shittiest
Lives
slaves,
rally
they were
and
like-
whipping people with the bullwhip.
They were like on the railroad working alongside the Chinese and
I am,
stuff and
dude.
treated like
Hey,
shit.
I'm going to a Black Lives Matter rally with a bullwhip and riding around in my car and whipping motherfuckers as I go by. Because my tag is in my brother's name and they're gonna go to his house. I'm like, oh, he lived next door.
Oh shit.
I ain't lying. I was like, hey man, fuck that racist motherfucker. Let's get him.
Well, there's this.
Man, here's what I know, dude.
The world is crazy.
Dude, your heart is your heart, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you fucking are racist, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Because it's fucking, this world we live in, fuck you. Hey, I've never held a black baby just like, I want to kill it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've been like, oh, that's a cute baby. Do you know what I mean? Racist, fuck you. That's fucked up. But Juneteenth.
I seen black titties that I'd be like, ooh.
Dude, but Juneteenth, if you
Yeah.
ask Morgan Freeman what he thinks of
wrong with black
Juneteenth,
titties.
I guarantee he's like, fuck Juneteenth, man, because you know what? Every month is goddamn Black History Month. Just like every month is White History Month. You know what I mean? Common
I want to
fucking
say
sense
this.
is what we need back.
I figured out that I wasn't racist whenever I go to the Shrine Mosque, coming out of town on not South Campbell. Anyway, stopping at a convenience store, and there's 4 or 5 black guys in there, and their pants are hanging off their ass, and they're thug looking, and I'm like, my awareness is heightened, you know, because I'm keeping an eye. But when I leave Lodge on a Tuesday night and I stop at Casey's in Bolivar, and there's 5 or 6 white guys in there dressed the same way, they look like fucking meth heads or like him, my awareness is heightened too.
Right.
It don't matter if they're black or white. If you look like a fucking gangster thug or whatever,
I want to wear
I'm
black
keeping
sheets.
an eye, and and if I have to, I'll shoot y'all. I don't
Instead
matter.
of white sheet, go out in a black sheet. It's like, I don't know, man. I just thought maybe I would wear this. You know, like, I'm not racist, but it's a kind of clan meeting. I got black sheet.
Like we was talking about at our first podcast, whether the sound come through great or not. When Drew and I met, I fucking ran him into a steel pole. Not because he was.
Because I was dark.
Yeah, I know it was. It's because you were faster than me and I couldn't catch you. I'm like, fuck it. But at that time, the next year you and I become friends, and I'm like, I never seen you as a Cuban American or.
I'm sad because I thought we were friends.
Are you really
After
Cuban?
that.
Well, I mean, I don't remember.
You're saying it took a whole other year for you to
No, I don't remember. I
touch
don't.
my nationality.
No,
Yeah.
I don't remember us ever talking or anything in
Have you
that
ever
5th
slept
grade
with any
year.
Cuban
I
chicks?
don't remember either.
Until the next year we were in homeroom and we're sitting across from each other because you're Sagi, I'm Stuart. They kind of set us in there and we got talking.
Who was your
and-
5th grade teacher? See,
you asked me that earlier.
I was Stan Greer, Mr. Greer.
Okay, yeah.
He was my teacher.
Yeah.
And Hutchison, Lightfoot.
Was he Indian?
No.
I think it was Hutchinson. I think. I
Billy
mean,
Hutchinson.
don't quote me on that, but yeah.
Hey, have you
But
ever
I
fucked a
don't
Cuban
remember.
girl?
I don't remember running into
So
you.
6th grade.
Yeah, but 6th grade, you know,
We had-
Mr.
we both had
Franklin.
yeah.
Mr.
And
Franklin.
then Mr. Franklin kind of wandered over to the hall, and Mrs. Sheldon kind of wandered over to the hall.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Next thing you know, that's another story.
Yeah.
What?
You remember Frank Surgeon?
Right.
Hey, Frank.
But
And I remember Steve Sheldon. He was, you know, he was the hot shit in our class
yeah, he
because his
know what I'm
mom was a
talking about,
teacher.
he peaked at like 8th grade.
Right.
He really did.
Dude, we would get so
I
fucking
saw
mad.
him
dude.
tonight. You know, he's only
been working
5'8". Yeah,
Oh,
Working on my phone.
yeah.
miss out.
I saw him tonight. He was, you know, hitting the buttons at what
Fancy
Maze.
friendly. Oh, Maze.
But you know those little casino video games.
Those are the fucking
Oh, no shit.
downfall, right, man?
Yeah.
Like,
So what's he doing now? Do you have any idea?
Just
let me tell you
construction.
about the Lord.
Do what?
Construction. He just.
Yeah,
Construction,
He
yeah.
helped Bart out this week.
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
He did like trimming on my new
Yeah.
house I had.
I remember when him and Jeff and all them guys went to college. They were hot shits in Bolivar, and they were a number in college, and
Do you remember mullets?
their football careers ended.
I'm gonna do it again. I want a dread mullet.
Yeah.
Only one, Brett Potts. He went on to college, and he's a coach.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we talked to him at our 20th reunion
I saw him
up
a
there.
couple
Remember our
years ago.
20th reunion at the football game? We talked to Brett, and he was talking about.
Yeah, his son went
Yeah.
to Pittsburgh State.
Yep.
Dude,
Yeah.
Cuban women can
Football.
fuck, man. I don't know if you know, like Cuban women can fuck. Like, I mean, like, fuck. Like, I'm not lying. Hey, this chick named Crespo I was in the Marine Corps with, and it would be like,
Where did Cuban women come into
she was
fucking here?
Cuban, dude, and I'm not lying. It was like a wait out,
Oh.
right? You would go to her room, and it would be like, whoever could stay the longest got to fuck her that night, right? She used to be looking at a dude, and he's like this, like, I'm not leaving, motherfucker. I'm getting this pussy, right? And so, then she would like do weird shit. It was like, come in my hair. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Come in my hair.
Hey, she was fucking cool, man.
Drio has never said come in my hair.
Hey, Cuban chicks, I'm telling you, can fuck, dude. Like, hey,
So-
hey, I'm not lying, bro.
Unless
Fuck
it's,
your legs
unless
off.
it's a girl sitting on your face,
Hey,
and you're
bro,
like,
fuck your
squirt,
legs off,
squirt,
man.
baby.
I'd say come on my face.
Hey,
She says my
no,
face.
she was like telling me to come on her hair, and I was like, okay. Like, fucking
So this is a testament
Crespo was her name.
that no matter how many drugs
Hey, she was
this
hot.
this man has done,
Hey, I fucked her in this
He
other goddamn
remembers-
pickle.
our 4 drill instructors from boot camp. He remembers people from the Marine Corps.
Hey, I
Which was
Biker
only
Brother
4 years.
1, and he
But
was
he can't
Biker Brother
remember what
2.
he did 30 minutes ago.
And he,
No,
and he
man,
remembers all the girls he's fucked.
No, nah. Hey, I had a date one time, our first
And
date.
guys.
I said, how about you name all the people you fucked, and I'll name all the people I fucked in order. And I thought I was gonna blow this bitch away. I said, you can't name whores though, because if you count prostitutes, it's way too high. But non-prostitutes, man, I was like 118, some shit like that, and this
Yeah.
bitch was like 130. I'm just like, I think we should date. You know, I was like, it's obviously fucking. We both ain't got a problem with the past, man. Her name's Anna. She was cool too. But she was
Shout
my old
out
lady's
Anna.
cousin. I could not, because I was so fucking mad when my old lady left me, right? If I could have made myself gay, I'd have fucked her brother, because she ain't got a sister. So I was like, I'm gonna fuck her brother. But I just couldn't do it, so I fucked her cousin instead. Hey, and they were close, and I was like, I'm gonna destroy this relationship, right? And then I was like, oh, I better fix it back. So then I got them back together, right? But hey, man, that's a good time, man. Really, yeah. That was when I learned that
Okay,
fucking
now.
anarchy and like the punk rock life. I like
we
lived
were
it.
talking a while ago. I can't remember what we were talking about something about me and Jack. Do you remember what it was?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
I don't know.
Juneteenth. What the
Well,
fuck?
Jack, I was going to say, if you had a story on Jack, since he told a story on you shitting your pants.
Yeah, I mean, no. Yeah, that's not a real story.
Man, he told a shit your pants story.
No, I really don't know a good story about Jack. I remember me spending that with Jack, and my first sexual relation wasn't with Jack.
Well, I hope not.
But
So you think?
close. But not that close.
I don't know if we ever played strip poker or what, but it's V and you and your sister. And she,
Oh,
and
Tammy?
Shonda Cooper. Tammy and Shonda Cooper. And we were playing strip poker or whatever, but I mean, the first.
whoa! You're playing strip poker with your sister?
All right.
I mean,
dude,
I know
hey.
there's penthouse stories
no.
written
Hey,
about
I
that.
knew me and him could hang out. Like, for real. I knew we was going to do it.
I really don't remember the whole story.
You got
but-
him right. He got the balls. He
but
got
no,
the balls.
Another good friend of ours, Coop, his sister was over because she was good friends with Tammy, and I remember seeing her in the buff for the first
Love
time.
being regrets. I should've fucked him.
I think she was a. What'd you say? Was that you? Who said I
I
should've
did,
fucked her?
man. I did, because I love that when they're like, I should not have fucked
You
him.
weren't even there.
Hey, but you know.
That's
the best pussy ever.
I think she was the first naked girl I've ever seen.
Hey,
What was Shonda Cooper?
how many times you beat off to that fucking image, man? Like, I'm not even lying. Hey, I'm not. Hey, I think about them just like, hey, like,
But, I mean,
kinda-
let's just say that's back when the hair was in.
oh, hey,
Okay.
I heard. Hey, when I was gonna have a kid, right? I thought that the heartbeat made it be like a girl.
To this day, if I'm reaching for something and trying to start a bolt or something like that,
Yeah.
and vice versa, like, you need a little hair around it? I'm like, yeah, I do.
Call Shonda Cooper.
So
Because that's where we grew up.
if you haven't
You know,
figured it out by
you,
now,
you knew if you was feeling down past the pant line and you started getting to some hair, oh shit, you get close.
Right.
And then you kept reaching and you're like going, how much further down is this motherfucker?
That's not it.
And you keep going and you're like going, oh fuck, am I in the butthole by now? Because Jesus Christ, I'm way the fuck down here.
you're all like this in her pants. It's like,
You're
what the hell?
you're like, oh
No,
shit.
this was just like a walkway.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Like how models walk down the.
Throwing a hot dog down a hallway?
Yeah.
So what was-
basically-
That's a big pussy.
Was that a dare during the poker game?
Yeah, it's basically like a truth and dare.
Oh, okay.
And that's hard naked.
And,
I watched
and
it.
if you haven't figured it out by now,
No, Shonda.
military personnel have absolutely no problems talking about fucking cranking one out.
Or jacking off too.
Jacking off, cranking one out, fucking stroking the monkey, you know,
I'll compete.
choking the
Like,
chicken.
How many times you gonna do it today? 8? I'll do 9. Hey, it's.
Well, I mean,
Hey man. Oh, it's like, hey, how many?
It was all really innocent. I've been friends with Shonda, and I've been friends with Tammy. I worked with Jack's sister Tammy for years. She worked at Walmart years ago, and I worked with her at Bolivar Walmart.
Man, are you guys married?
We're married, not to.
No, to wives though, right? Like happily married.
Yeah,
stuff.
we're both married.
Do
yeah.
not hang around me, man. Really, I will fuck that up. I'm telling you right.
Yeah, no, in
All
fact-
your
in
wives
fact,
will
I-
hate me. They'll be like,
I,
oh, fuck that guy.
My youngest son.
No, we have 9
graduated
millimeters.
with my friend Jack's nephew.
Isn't it crazy?
Thomas Dooley and Logan graduated together.
Isn't it nuts that we're the people that we were always like, man, fuck them grown-ups. Like, dude, we're those grown-ups now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Well,
like,
some of us are.
well, you guys are. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, you guys totally are. But
No,
I'm funny for you guys.
I don't really have any stories. I mean, we used to host parties, but
I remember one
I was
night. I
drunk
remember
and-
one night we went camping. It was me and Jack and Brian Cooper. We went camping down at the river. We got a case of beer, right?
right,
That's like 9 beers plus a piece.
I'm missing this. Awesome.
And
no.
I don't know. I don't know.
A piece would be
Yeah,
a case, but
I don't know what happened.
He's been drinking.
Yeah, I've been drinking.
okay.
But it's a big case. But Jack wanted to kick my ass for some
Oh,
reason.
shit.
I don't remember.
And I'm like
Your
going,
mom.
he's like going, come on, dude, I'll fight you. And I'm like, dude, come, just.
So jump through the
Come
fire
on.
first.
No, that was,
Too
No,
many
but
years
no,
ago,
we-
James.
huh?
Too many years ago.
Too many years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the Marines, when people are like, let's arm wrestle, I'm like, I'm going home. Because I knew everybody's going to fight them. I was like, ah, fuck that. I'm a lover.
I had a friend of mine I worked with out at Southern Star. He was half Apache Indian,
Oh, shit.
and he was a Navy guy.
Who was that?
Oh, shit.
Tim, Tex, they called him Tex. He always wore a black cowboy hat. But I worked with him out at the bar, and he's like, and he was on an aircraft carrier.
Man, those
And he's like, everybody wanted to fucking arm wrestle. And he's like, I fucking hate arm wrestling because I got fucking weak wrists. So he said, one night, sat down, he said, this big motherfucker, looked like a fucking bodybuilder or whatever. Texas like, all right, I'll arm wrestle you. So they hooked up,
Can you do this?
and they go, 1,
Can you do that?
2, 3. And Tex reached over and kissed the motherfucker right on the mouth and slammed him to the ground. He said, of course it broke out into a fight. He said, but I'd rather fight than fucking arm wrestle.
What about that movie Over the Top where he's like riding his
Oh,
semi
yeah.
truck? I'm doing some arm wrestling.
Well, you know what?
And then he
Chug
takes
some
his
oil.
hand and he does this number
Yeah.
over the top.
Say, oh, that's Stallone there.
You know what?
Adrian!
I graduated with these three guys: you, James Stewart, Bart Eichert, Jackie Gates, and we've been everywhere around the world. We've been back together, and all three of your parents, I love all three of your parents, and I don't know if you know my mom, but
Oh, yeah.
and I won't get emotional here, but I love your mom and dad, and I love your mom and dad, and I love your mom and dad.
That's so
And-
cool.
and for real.
Yep.
Dude, that's cool as fuck, man.
It's something I'll always remember.
Yep.
Bart's mom and dad, they're still around. And I haven't seen Jackie's mom in years, but I wish her happy birthday on Facebook every year.
Isn't it crazy how deep connections can be?
It is.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I loved your mother,
Oh, yeah.
James.
Yep.
Dude, and
I
friends are
loved your
so
mother too,
far in
man.
between nowadays, man.
Your mom and
Virgil.
dad both.
Virgil, I remember back in the day, we'd be working on a car or something like that, and your dad pull up and goes, "You guys want a beer?" Sure. 'Cause he always had Michelob.
He offered you, he wouldn't offer me one.
Well, I remember the first time I felt like I was a man, I guess, is when we was working on that old 55, 57 Pontiac your dad had.
55.
Yeah. And he came out with, he got all the stuff chromed and everything.
Yep.
And he came out and it was just me and him and Dad. And he's like, "You guys want a beer?" And Dad's like, "Yeah, I'll take a beer." "James, want a beer?" And I'm like, "Okay." I mean, we've been partying together for a while, but it's like, Dad didn't know about that shit. It was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll take a beer with you."
Dude, your grandma was so
But-
cool.
His
That was my
mom.
mom.
Man, she was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not lying.
Grandma.
Oh my god, hey dude.
Well, she was old enough to be my grandma because
She was so fucking
my
cool.
older siblings,
You're the baby.
Look
my
at
older
my ass,
siblings, I
dude.
mean, Herbie,
She was just
the
like,
same
fucking
age as
come on
your
in,
mom.
man.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
You know?
and it's weird because
I've never been more accepted, man. For real.
with us being as close as we were to Chris, and he always called her grandma, and at one point,
I didn't call Mom grandma.
no. At one point, this man here was my brother-in-law, like truly
For
brother-in-law.
3 months.
So, but
Uh-oh.
his mom
Dude,
always took care of us when we came down because Vez, whether
That
you,
jam
you
house,
know it
dude.
or not, Vez was the 5th member of Blindside.
I did lights, man, and fuck that. And then
Lights and
videotaped it.
camera.
All I did was videotape asses, man. I fucking fucked it up. Dude,
He's
it was
supposed to be videotaping us, but he's videotaping
man,
asses
like,
on the dance floor.
You're like, hey, you're the worst friend ever.
Well, and the worst part about it
I didn't mean
is
to, man.
he like got a close up of my sister's ass.
And the mom, and it's like asses is asses.
Who at the time was my ex-wife's
She
ass.
was your sister.
Oh no, he knew.
So, but at least you guys know how I watch concerts now.
But
By the
you know,
ass.
we would come down and your mom would always have like
Holy shit, it was good.
food for us after
Hey, man.
after jamming, or if we came out here on a Saturday and we stayed all night, she'd have us biscuits and gravy,
Gary,
breakfast
hey,
the next
Gary
morning.
was so fucking cool. Spruce dad, like we would be at his house, right? And remember, every shift.
Oh
She's
my
like,
god.
Hey, dude, imagine like you get divorced, right? And you kind of still love your lady, and you got a kid.
Do what?
I said, I gotta get me another beer after that.
Oh,
It's
okay.
hot.
So you're gonna have to duck.
Brother.
Okay.
Hey, please, God, bring me a blue moon.
A blue moon.
Please.
We could have texted a wife.
Yeah.
Until I turn
Yeah,
arrow.
we could have done that.
Hey, man, Gary
Well,
was fucking cool, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I'm for real, man. we were a bunch of fuck
Gary,
ups.
Gary was my born again Christian brother. But I remember one night at the old house, we were, well, it was a Saturday or Sunday afternoon. We were having band practice and we're loud as fuck and everything. And all of a sudden the door opens and it's Gary. And we're like, oh shit, he's just reborn Christian and everything. Well, our wallpaper was all 4 of our porn collections papered up on the walls. Hustlers, fucking
Playboys.
Penthouse, Playboys,
Yep.
Swank, whatever was popular at the time. Our walls were covered with this shit, right? Gary walks
With a
in.
few actual posters.
Right.
Yes, man. Yes.
But Gary walks in and he goes, "Huh, I like your wallpaper." It's like, yeah, you still got to use it. Gary was the first person before he was a born again Christian to take me to a strip bar.
What was Spoo's stepbrother?
Yeah, we went to the Body Shop,
Marshall.
which became
No,
You know what I'm talking about? Stepbrother.
no. Marshall
Anita's
was
son?
his grandson
Who
or
was-
his
no,
son.
my stepson was
Who
Marshall.
was it that we would fuck with?
Marshall.
We would fuck with him hard, dude.
Yeah.
His stepson.
Yeah, okay.
Grandson.
How is he?
I don't know. He don't talk to me anymore.
What'd you do, man? What'd you do?
Last
Hey, dude, we
I
fucked
know,
with him hard, dude. We fucked
last
with
I
him
know,
hard.
he's a Walmart cop.
Oh, well, I mean, Walmart's got other places.
Gary-
but, dude, we fucked with that kid hard,
About
man.
Walmart cop.
Who is it?
Marshall?
Marshall Battles.
Dude, we fucked with him
Marshall.
hard, man.
There wasn't a Marshall cop when I still worked there.
No, Marshall Battles is his name. He was a
We was
one of
fucking
the
smoothie
guys that
outside.
walks around Walmart and
Loss prevention.
Right, lost permission.
Hey,
Yeah.
But at Bolivar Walmart.
If your mom
No,
had
he's-
one
he's
leg,
down-
dude, we would
Clever-
like that
he lives
big
down at
leg,
Clever.
bitch. We would fucking. I mean, it didn't
he hadn't talked to me for 5
If
years,
it
so I
hurt
don't
your
know what the
feelings,
fuck
we would
he's
say
doing.
it 10
Why?
times harder, man. Fucking-
That's a story for off the air. I'll
Off
tell
the air
you.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I could bring it up.
Now,
I didn't know.
for Gary being a born again
I'm sure he probably
Christian,
don't fucking watch our podcast.
I hope it's all right.
But
for Gary being a born again Christian, it's kind of funny that you go over to Chris's house and go to the bathroom, and there's the brand new issue of Playboy right there.
It
And
goes back
Chris
to
was
crabs.
not old enough to be buying that.
Who food at crabs?
Great articles.
Gary wasn't a born again Christian at that point. That
When
was
we were in high school,
yeah, Gary was still.
Oh, I know.
Remember that was after him and Terry got divorced.
I miss
they
that
they
motherfucker,
weren't.
man.
I've never known Gary and Terry to be together.
What's
They
up
were
with
divorced.
Spoo, man?
He wasn't with Anita then either, was he?
What is up with Spoo, James? Why don't he come around? Like,
Uh,
what, for real, what happened, man? Is it like just life or something
no,
bad
yeah,
happened?
it's like
It's life.
Chris's son Brandon.
I know
is-
he's got problems, whatever, but
But I mean, it takes up a lot of his time. Chris is a very family oriented
That's good.
man now,
still
and
the same dude.
he is. I mean, we were over there. I mean, it's been a couple of months, but he seemed like the same guy. It's just he doesn't drink. That I know of. He doesn't go out.
He was
but
a happy man for a long time.
yeah,
Dude, we
and-
all were real fucking happy, man. Dude, I mean, that's what I miss in this world, man. Is the fucking true happy. Like, dude, we would just. It didn't make a fuck. We wasn't trying to get nothing, do nothing. Just like,
Happiness without
I like that
alcohol?
person and they like me.
Is there happiness without alcohol?
What alcohol?
Man, there is.
You happy?
I'm happy. I'm having enjoying this.
There you go.
there's happiness. Now, where happiness ends is if you don't have alcohol and you don't have a significant other, whether it be on a long term or just one night.
I like to jack off.
We've established
It
that.
significantly-
We've established
It
that.
significantly helps. It's like, I'm not
I
so
think we
lonely.
have established that Vez likes to.
Masturbate.
Vez is a
I'm my
masturbator.
own best date.
He's not the baiter.
I said, I will
He's
take me
the
out to dinner. I will
Masturbator.
buy me a candle.
Yeah, Vez has got. He gets home and he's got candles all lit up. He's got the flower
Hey,
petals
man.
on the bed.
So look here.
He's like,
I'm
"Yeah,
dating-
baby,
I'm
I've
dating
been
this
dreaming
girl.
about
No,
you."
He might even run himself a hot bath.
Sometimes I get them little finger puppets, and I'm just like, "Oh, bother you."
If he runs,
Daddy
if he
shark,
runs
daddy
himself a hot bath, he may be gay.
Hey man, one time this
Only if he puts the bath salts in there.
her name Bubbles.
Bubbles. No.
Hey
Oh,
man,
yeah, he died.
So I got to tell a story about Bart.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Oh, here it comes.
Basically.
We the first time I was over 100 miles an hour
What's that mean? 100 miles an hour?
was
Yeah.
in the back of a 73 Nova
Hell yeah.
going down 13 highway, chasing ex-boyfriend of your current wife's,
That's some good shit right there.
because the motherfucker had him and like 5 or 6 other guys had threatened you the week before after you'd tried to break up a dog fight and had a fucking hand all fucked up.
Could you imagine doing that
And
now?
it
You're
was
"Ah,
you."
Fuck that work.
Your cousin, Chris, and I were in the back seat, and you're like, "There's that motherfucker." And he was in a Ford Thunderbird, like a '78 Thunderbird, something like that. And he took off. And Bart's on his ass. And we get out to 73, and this motherfucker he takes off. And Bart's like going, he's holding at about 65 mile an hour. I'm like, "What the fuck, dude?" He goes, "I got 2 points on my license. I gotta wait till we get to Slagle till the highways part." Yeah, we got to Slagle where the highways parted, heading towards Springfield, and Bart lays it on the floor. I'm sitting in the back. I'm looking over Bart's shoulder, and those old Novas,
0 to 120.
it was 0 to 120, right?
We need to take it back to
The
60.
bottom of that speedometer was coming up to about 55. I'm like, "Bart, how far off is your fucking odometer?" And he goes, "It's about 10 at 60." And I'm like going, "So we're doing 140, 145 right now, right?" "Yeah, something like that."
Women. Hey,
Yeah.
what make you do fucking nuts shit?
Hey, and you said something about it at the reunion the other night. It's like you quit drinking after your truck wreck.
Right. No, I just didn't drink and drive, but you said.
You didn't drink as
it.
much and drive.
Yeah, it'd be like one and done.
Hey, get a microphone over here.
Yeah, it might be a one and done, but
No, we'd drink a 6-pack or whatever, cruise around, because that was the whole time. I never cruised with you in the truck.
I never did.
My job is
I
listening.
wasn't driving.
But, yeah, you are. Because I rode with you to Nova, and we'd be drinking a 6-pack of Michelob or...
You drink more than I did, I promise you.
Well, I'm sure because your eyes kind of got all kind of glassy after about one or two.
One or
You know?
two. I've
Yeah,
been through.
yeah.
Hey, I drank a lot.
But,
I drank a lot that night I wrecked.
yeah, you didn't drink that much and drive ever again.
No.
But you still drank and drove a little bit. I mean,
You gotta get
we're
your
not
car
recommending that for anybody out there. We're just talking, you know,
This is
it's
imaginary.
stupid shit we did.
Right.
statute
They
of
were talking about
limitations.
drinking Red Bulls, kids.
Yeah. But we don't know what we'd have done if we'd have caught that motherfucker.
No telling.
So
You know?
You never caught him?
Hey, sometimes
No.
it's awesome the things you don't accomplish. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause at one time I would get him like on his kick, right? Like get fucked up, and I was like, I'm gonna do it by myself, right? And I went to this fucking Okinawan's house, right? Like, and I mean like, just walked up these stairs and opened the door and walked in and lay down on the
Talk
couch.
shit if you had 4 or 5
Didn't
people
know
with
these
you.
people and didn't speak
Oh,
Japanese.
yeah. Yeah,
And when
yeah.
I woke
Yeah.
up, the wife was cooking, the dude was in a chair, and a kid was there, and I just woke up and was just like, and I got up and left. Literally,
Well,
hey, those
you know,
people got to be flipped the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like, because I mean, like a strange man was on the couch, and then I woke up and just said, "Hey," not a word, just left.
I remember.
Oh, I didn't die.
Yes, I remember. Was it that night, or a week or two later, or whatever? I was in the back of your car, and Chris. No, I think it was that night, because we were like pulling into Sonic, and we seen Jeff.
Boyce,
No,
Piggott,
no.
Miller.
Jesus.
One
Lee.
of the guys that was with him that wanted to beat your ass that night.
Yeah, he
He
wouldn't.
better
He,
buy
he,
lunch.
he went to school with us. But anyway, you're going, that motherfucker was with him that was wanted to whip my ass, and I flipped him off out of your back seat. And we pulled into Sonic, and that motherfucker, he came in the wrong way.
You had a
And he
Mustang.
pulled out and
didn't
goes, you in the
you? What was
fucking
that
back
Mustang you
seat.
had? Remember James had the Mustang?
Goddamn, Leverton.
He had
What year was it?
Brian.
Brian Leverton.
Brian Leverton.
He goes, you in the
It was like a
back
Mazda,
seat. What
wasn't
the fuck you doing? I'm like, Bart, let me out.
No, he had a.
And I got out, and I got in his face, and I'm like,
That was
what?
it, that
He goes,
was it,
why'd you
yeah.
flip me off? I'm like, because you're a
Yeah.
fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Because last week, you and 12 guys tried to beat my friend's ass. I said, what are you going to do now?
fight or suck dick.
Well, I just want to know why you flipped me off. I'm like, you fucking pussy.
Yeah, they only did it with numbers.
Yeah.
I have an uncle.
Susan Leverton. We graduated with
Yeah, we graduated with Susan, but
Yeah,
Brian, he
her
was a little
brother.
peckerhead.
I have an uncle that quit school in
Shout
third
out, Brian,
grade.
if you're
Third
listening.
grade, right? And got married at 11.
You got married at 11?
I have an uncle that quit school in third grade and got married at 11.
Who
When I
did?
was, hey, my uncle Jeff. When I was 16, he got hooked on phonics and learned how to read.
Fuck on phonics.
Hey, I'm not joking, man. Fucking third grade. I'm like, what kind of mom was my grandma? You know what I mean? Like, for real. To be like, oh, yeah, I quit school in third grade. And then, what kind of girl was it? Because she was 11,
You know
too.
when tornadoes went through,
They got
they went through
married
his
at 11.
neighborhood?
I got hit
Yeah,
by
trailer trash.
What?
Trailer trash.
Hey. They had a bicycle, okay? And so imagine your friends, right? You're like,
Sorry,
hey, fuck
God,
you.
I didn't mean that. Don't send a tornado my way.
So he said he flipped a dude off on his bicycle.
got the hail
and he got
this year,
out his
so-
car and knocked my Uncle Jeff
Lots of
out.
hail.
And then got back in his car and drove off, man.
Yeah, I'm getting new roof on the garage.
Hail damage.
We still got hail damage from 2000. What year is this? 2021.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
fucked me on that because they said, oh, yeah, it was an insurance claim and we didn't get nothing, man. And it was still an insurance claim, so it made our insurance go up. So be careful of that hail damage shit, man, for real.
Well, we got to check. And,
Oh, we gotta check.
But I mean, we're still waiting on somebody to come and actually fix it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard this crew because they said, oh, it's all white Oklahoma crew. And I was like, well, all right. And then it was a whole bunch of Mexicans that day. And he said, you wouldn't believe it. He said, all my white guys called in today. So I got these Mexican guys. I was like, oh, fuck you, man. You fucking got me. You got me.
I had a new roof put on here a year and a half ago.
It was $10,000, dude. $10,000
There was 4 Mexicans, and they came out. It was like
in a day. huh?
roof in a day.
Day. Yep, me too.
You know, and they're looking at the wife. She's out there, and she's like, they're like, oh, you
They
raise
woke me
goats?
up.
And he's like, yeah. It's like, do you milk them? I was like, no, those are meat goats. It's like, oh, really? You know, they were like really interested. I was like, I said, fuck, you should have sold a couple. What the fuck?
And they had a bottle of it.
All right.
Yeah,
I got to stop
All right.
because we are now over the 1 hour mark.
Said, suck my dick.
No, thank you.
Is that
No.
Well, yeah.
We won.
So join us next week when we continue the conversation with this motley crew.
Motley Crue.
Juneteenth, man. What the fuck?
But until next time, you've just
Monrovia.
watched another episode of Stu Him Productions Presents.
J&M solve the world. I have been James.
And I've been Matt. And on behalf of Vez, Jack, Dario, and Bart, you keep one fist in the gold, one foot in the gutter, and we will be seeing you.
Like to get fucked up,
Peace.
do fucked up shit.